it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's just a little treat holder for trick or treat, for Halloween, obviously. And it contains just one wrapped sweet. Now, I know some people have Halloween trees, which is why I've put it on a loop. But if you don't, you can just cut this little piece off. But it's a really cute little project, perfect for trick or treat. So I thought I would show you how to make it. It uses kind of, you know, own brand cheap sweets. Wrapped sweets, and I've chosen pumpkin pie, obviously because it's a pumpkin, but also it happens to match this particular sweet, which is from a well-known supermarket in the UK. I am using seasonal chums and the matching seasonal tags. These come framelits. These come as a bundle, so 10% off if you buy them at the same time. This is just a metaphoric scrap of pumpkin pie. It happens to be one of my standard card mats. It doesn't actually need to be that wide, but it happens to be what I have used. As ever, all the dimensions are on the associated blog post, which is linked below, so don't worry too much about writing anything down. The only other thing that I need is a piece of scrap paper, because I am going to stamp off the edge of my card just a slight bit. So let's pop that there. So let's have a look at this. The stamp set has a snowman, a pumpkin and a reindeer, and it's got some lovely little messages as well that fit nicely inside if you want to use this as a standard tag. Obviously this we are not going to do as a standard tag, we're going to add a bit on. The only other thing I need is the matching framelit. The framelits have got obviously the matching framelits for the tags, but you've also got a Christmas tree, a bat, a leaf, a spider's web and 2 snowflakes, as well as a little tag that you can have as a tag within a tag if you like. Yes, I had a moment there. So, back, front, the back is where we are going to have our seam. So, what I need to do is ink up my stamp, and I'm just using Memento ink, and just ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it so that the bottom of the back is slightly off the card. Now this is obviously easier when you haven't got a camera in the way. It doesn't matter if it's not totally off, but just a little bit is kind of what you're looking for, because you want a flat surface. And then I'm going to bring in my trimmer, because I need to trim that down. Getting it the right way up is always a plan, of course. So trim that down, because I don't need all of that. So we'll get rid of that. And then I'm going to line up the base of the front so that it's kind of where I would expect the back to come. It's easier to do it now than later, and all I'm going to do is just do a score there, and then with this in mind I have measured this, and it's once you've got the fold in, you're looking at about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to allow slightly more than that, so I'm going to line this up with probably the 7/8 mark, and then score again. And that is going to be the piece that encapsulates the sweet. This piece will cut off, but we'll do that in a minute. So that's all I need my trimmer for at the moment. Now, this is the only slightly tricky bit, because we don't want to cut this part of the image. So obviously if we do that, the Framelit will cut that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the Framelit to my image, just with a couple of bits of washi tape. And then this I'm going to place right at the edge. The cutting plates, I don't know if you can see, they've got this kind of smoothed edge, so it's a point rather than a blunt edge. That's so that it goes through the machine easier. So I'm going to put that fold, that crease, and this is why it's easier to do it at this stage, right on the edge of that. And then this I'm going to line up on top, so that when I put it through the machine, it doesn't cut. So, famous last words, here goes. So this is where we discover whether that's worked. It feels hopeful. So let's take those bits off, because we don't need those anymore. And we've just got away with it. So you can see that it's just there. So that's fine. So I'm going to trim that bit down and then cut up to where the crease mark is, and just cut these edge bits away. And then I can fold along that fold line that we've already got in place, and that fold line. And then if I line this, so I fold this up so that all lines up, that will then form our little holder. But before we do that, we're going to do a bit of colouring. Now, colouring an orange is an interesting challenge, but it's not impossible. So, in the New Autumn Winter catalogue, as a duo, you can get the Old Olive and the Real Red Marker. These are two brilliant Christmas colours, and it's not often that we do pairs or singles. We do a single black, which we will be using, but to get singles or pairs of colours is not that frequent. So I would always say when they're available, grab them, because it's a good way of building up a selection. So the Old Olive actually works quite well on the leaves. It's not a bright green by the time you've added it, but it's a bit of definition that is clearly not pumpkin pie. And that's really all I'm going for. And I'm using the brush tip end, and you can tell that it's the brush tip because it's got a thick line as opposed to the thin line. And you can see that one is thin and one is thick. So, yeah. So I'm just very gently colouring those in. This is not going to be a work of art, it is just a Halloween treat. So it's going to be fun rather than anything else. So while I'm doing that, World Card Making Day offers 15% off note cards and envelopes and selected stamp sets. Just be aware that if the stamp sets are part of a bundle, it's actually still cheaper to get the bundle than to buy the framelits or punch and the reduced stamp set, so do just bear that in mind. So that's the green. I'm going to do... Now, I didn't use the red on the original, but I think I might just add a bit of red on here. Just on the cut surfaces, just because I can. And then we can compare this with the other one. So the other offer, now World Card Making runs until, the offer runs until the 10th of October. So not long. World Card Making Day is the 7th. And then we've also got for the whole of October, buy 3 get 1 free. This is the black marker on designer series paper. So if you want to get your stash of designer series paper up, this is a perfect time. It's not all designer series paper, it's a selection. You can see the details of that on my website. Some of them do match the stamps that are in the World Card Making Day offer. And you add your free item. So you select 3 and then you choose your 4th as your free item. So my recommendation would be that that is the more expensive of your papers, because that will work. They will let you do that because they're nice like that. The only other thing I'm going to add, actually I won't add it to this one. If I was going to add it and have it on a Halloween tree, this is when I would add it. But if you're not having a Halloween tree and you don't therefore want the taggy bit, just snip it off because you don't need it. So yes, make sure your 4th item is the most expensive. Right, so this is going to go into the back here, and the suite is going to stick in there. What I would suggest you do is attach your suite with Fast Fuse. Fast Fuse is part of the World Card Making Day offer. If you buy a Fast Fuse, you get 2 refills free, which saves you £14, and the refills are 20 metres long. So that's a good offer, because the original is 12. So to get these 2 bits to stick together, just run a little bit of Fast Fuse down where that flap will be, and then just line up the bottom. And the only other thing is, if you are thinking of becoming a member of my team and Stampin' Up, you can also look at adding our new alcohol blenders, markers, to your new members kit. If that's of interest, do let me know and I can give you the details. So there we go. Otherwise, those aren't available to customers until we don't know when, but probably sometime before the end of the year. And that offer's only available until the 15th of October. And I should also add, it's a really good time to join, although I'll be doing a separate video about that. So, but this is a perfect time to join Stampin' Up. Anyway, there you go. So those are the 2 variants. So they've got the one that's hanging, and the one that isn't, and I actually do think I like the red. So I hope you enjoyed that. Nice little Halloween treat. Let's give you a better look. If you haven't already subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button to see more. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before my birthday on the 1st of November. Nearly there. I'm at 100 and, well, not quite 1,900, so it's I can taste 2,000, but I haven't quite got there yet. If you need any products, please do hop over to my online store and you will be entered in to win the Merry Patterns stamp set. Every £25 you place, you will get an entry in to win one of these. And I say, otherwise you can only get this with an order of £250 or more. It is free with an order of £250 or more, but not everyone has £250. So for 10% of that, you have a chance to win one of these. And if you spend £50 on my online store, you have 2 chances to win one. So, I hope to see you again very soon. Remember, all the dimensions and the products are below, or the dimensions are on the blog post that's below, and the products are all below. And I hope to see you again very soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye!